What is something you did that increased your quality of life so much that you wished you would have done it much sooner because it changed your life forever? Learning to always keep my keys in the same place. Please teach my GF this. It happened far too many times that I left my keys at home. Now my neighbor has one set, my business partner has a set in his office, and I keep one set in a safety deposit box at my bank. I've even buried a set in the woods nearby my house. I'm never getting locked out again. Knock on wood. If someone asks me to do something and it will take me 5 minutes or less to do it, I'll do it immediately. It doesn't sound like a lot, but I never realized how much stuff I put off until later and then promptly forgot about. Also, once you've done one 5-minute task, it's easier to just go and do the next. I became much more productive and saved myself a lot of time and effort. At the same time, the 5-minute rule is awesome. I've already incorporated this into my lovemaking. Honestly, shaving my head. As someone who started losing hair at age 20, had the old monk bald spot by 23, and horseshoe by 25, it took me until 29 to say fuck it, I'm shaving. I have a lot more confidence and have gotten compliments BC of it. I had a decayed wisdom tooth with an exposed nerve, and I lived with it for 10 years. When I didn't have dental or disposable income, my life changed the day I had it pulled. If there's something wrong with your teeth, find a way to get it taken care of. I spent a decade in pain whenever I drank something cold or chewed on the left side of my mouth, and I could have had it corrected much sooner if I'd had my act together. Applying for a job I didn't think I was qualified for. It doubled my salary and let me move to a place I'd only ever dreamed of living in. This gives me hope. I'm terrified of interviews because I feel like such a fraud, so I can't even apply. But I also cannot stand the thought of staying in my current job forever. Edit. I wanna thank everyone for their encouraging and helpful comments. Really did not expect to have so much response. You guys are awesome. Getting a job I didn't hate. I'm so much happier now even though I'm making half as much. My version of this is getting a job that paid me money and that I like. I tried pursuing a career that I thought I'd love, but it turns out I hated it and I was poor as hell. So yeah, my life is infinitely better after finding something that I enjoy but that also provides a stable income that allows me to budget and save and travel and generally be an adult. Any advice on finding what is it that you don't hate doing? It feels like no matter which, I'd grow tired and hate it. 6 years ago I decided to never be late to anything ever again. My whole life up until that point I was always late to everything. School, birthdays etc. Anyway, making sure I'm on time saves me a lot of trouble and a lot of stress and anxiety. Also, everyone I know who has noticed it really appreciate it. Being on time for plans shows that you care about people and that they are important to you. Making decisions based on what I really want, not on what I think others want or expect of me. It was always so easy to put others' needs first, because it meant that I never had to take the trouble to figure out what I really wanted, or to negotiate with others to get it. Just go along with everyone else. That's easy and makes you likable, but it doesn't make you happy, because it means your needs are often not being met. The real turning point for me was the realization that wanting something does not instantly equate to a decision to go out and get it. Verbalizing a desire is not tantamount to forcing your will on others. For example, if someone asks you what you wanna eat, instead of saying, oh whatever you want, I don't mind, there's nothing wrong with stating your preference, saying that you're open to other ideas and entering into a negotiation to find some common ground. People actually appreciate you being clear about what you want. It makes things easier for everyone. Not being afraid to admit when I'm wrong. For years, I was obsessed with being correct about everything. This semester, one of my professors said that it's okay if we are not experts in the material yet. From then on, I've actually been better at admitting when I do not know an answer or saying the wrong answer in class without cringing/hating myself. I started drinking at a young age mostly because I was shy and introverted, and it helped me come out of my shell. It was a way to be able to talk to people. It became a crutch. I've had some great times, but since I've stopped drinking at the late age of 64, I'm beginning to feel so much better and wonder how different and more fulfilling my life could have been if I'd just tackled my insecurities when I was younger rather than turning to alcohol. I got a lot of houseplants to put all over my house. Makes my home environment look beautiful and feel homey, fresh, and just all around better. Edit. If you have any pets, make sure to look up what plants are safe for your furry friend before purchasing a plant. Taking fiber supplements. I now shit like clockwork, twice a day, and even after a night of drinking. I have never had more than a 3 wipe to clean. I'll never go back to not taking them. The quality of my shits has just been absolutely magical. I wish I knew of this sooner. Tried for a month. You'll never want to stop. No more peanut butter in a shag carpet. No more mud streaks. No more wiping yourself raw. It's life changing. Keeping a guitar pick in my pocket so that I can scratch my testicles in public discreetly. We are living in 2019 while this guy's in 3019. 2000 and late. Trying to be friends with everyone to the point you have no true friends with anyone. Took me a long time because I love to help people, but the people who use you abuse you, and the people who don't need you don't ever care to see you. It's still hard right now though. I don't have any close friends, but I somehow feel more comfortable than before. I still want to do something to help, but I decided I'm going to start recycling, go on walks to pick up trash, and concentrate more on myself for once. If I'm ever meant to have a best friend, they will find me, I guess. Sometimes it's hard not having someone to speak to, but I'll get over it eventually. Eating veggies. My mum rarely fed us veggies, and we had constant digestive issues. As soon as I moved out on my own, I started eating veggies and have rarely had an upset stomach since. It was literally daily agony eating nothing but meat and carbs. I put spinach and tomatoes on almost everything. If I liked onions, they'd go on as well. But I'm still cautious about their taste. Mom basically taught us to not like them, so they taste weird to me now. Chicken and pasta. Throw some spinach and tomatoes in the mix and it's amazing how much more they add to it. Using spinach instead of lettuce gives you a lot more nutrients. Regulating my alcohol intake. Paying attention in general to how my body reacts to what I introduce it to. At 23 years old, I was sitting at the dining room table with my parents and extended family. We were going around the table and saying where we saw ourselves in the future, like 5 or 10 years. When it got around to me, before I could talk, my dad said, "You'll be dead or in jail." That was 2004. I haven't had a sip of alcohol or done any illicit drugs since that day, and boy has my life changed. Amazing how 6 words can change your life. Glad I realized it was time to make that change. Doing my research on nutrition and making myself a decent breakfast. What do you make yourself for breakfast? Count Chocula. First real laugh of the day. Not giving a fuck. Like literally not giving a single shit. I've been trying to spin my existential crisis in a positive manner. We are microspecks on a speck of rock floating through infinity, and one day we will die and it'll be over. So who gives a fuck about asking the girl out and being rejected? Who gives a fuck about looking like a fool while dancing? None of this shit matters, so do what makes you happy, cause literally nothing will matter afterwards. I've learned the adage of, will this matter in 6 months? Will this matter in 6 days? Will this matter in 6 hours? 99.99% of the time it won't. So just go for it or stop worrying about it. Works for everything except trying heroin. To just chill out. 90% of the time, I mess things up not because they were difficult or impossible, but because of my own anxiety and perfectionism that led to procrastination. Honestly, just chill the F out. You're a small stardust skeleton in a huge universe. Stop being dramatic. Edit. The golds and silvers made my day, and it's the first time I've gotten them. Thank you. Quit a job I absolutely hated, where I was before. Workplace culture was come in early, work through breaks and lunch, work late, benefits were met and vacation time was capped at 3 weeks, no pension. Pay was okay though. Now, it's a 7-hour workday, pension, decent benefits, 5 weeks vacation and 0 stress job. It's been 10 years. I still don't make as much, but the work-life balance blows that out of the water. Not to mention I won't be working until I'm 60. I don't eat anything after 9 PM. You won't believe how much it improved my sleep. Easy to do when I'm in bed by then. Old man status. You have been visited by the smart studying doggo. You'll be blessed with good grades only if you subscribe to comment awards and like the video.
PG.
On top, food chain, won't stop. New game, hot box that blue haze. One lock, 2 chains, no bras, 2 babes. Mic drop, new stage, lights in my rear view. 5 cops, full race, faster than a Tesla. They say I'm exhausted.